And breaking news coming in what could be a fresh attempt by Lalit Modi to defend Vasundhara Raje and Sushma Swaraj. The ex-IPL chief has tweeted that he knew the Gandhi family as well. According to Lalit Modi, he had run into Robert and Priyanka Vadra separately at a restaurant in London. Modi claims that they were accompanied by a person named Timmy Sarna, who is also known to him. Lalit Modi has tweeted his surprise at why neither of them reported the meeting to authorities in India, considering that the Congress was in power at the centre then. Right, so Lalit Modi in a fresh tweet this morning saying that he met Priyanka Gandhi and Robert Vadra on two separate occasions at restaurants in London, and he's questioned why they didn't report this to authorities, considering that the finance ministry had by then initiated proceedings against him. Is this an attempt by Lalit Modi to sort of shift focus away from leaders who he has named in his tweets and who he has said that actually helped him out secure travel documents, including Sushma Swaraj and Vasundhara Raje? We'll try and get reactions from the Congress party on this tweet that has been put out by the former IPL commissioner. Let's get a word from Sanket Upadhyay, who's with us this morning. Sanket, Lalit Modi now saying that he had friends across party lines. This is something that he has been maintaining. Important to know that here he's naming Priyanka Gandhi, saying that he met her and Robert Vadra on two separate occasions at restaurants in London, and that the duo did not report the meeting to authorities.
Well, you know, Simi, what Lalit Modi in his latest tweet is actually saying, I mean, be very careful. Lalit Modi is a very smart man. See, he does not say anything which he cannot defend later. So he uses the word "I ran into," which obviously he is hinting that this meeting was accidental in nature. Cut to the allegations that have in fact been made by the Congress against him and Vasundhara Raje is that of signing on a witness document for his residency. Also, the various deals between Anand Heritage and Niyant Heritage. Now, this is documented. All this is on paper. One is a case of a financial transaction which is unaccounted in nature, which smells of some amount of impropriety. And the other matter is about a run-in or running into someone. Now, that will seem to be a strategy that the Congress will adopt actually to defend this particular tweet. But it now turns out that, you know, Lalit Modi is trying every trick in the book to perhaps names drop, say that, you know, I've got friends across party lines, which is a fact. It's a fact that in the past, when he was a cricket czar, he was in touch with, you know, politicians into cricket who had affiliation across party lines. There is Sharad Pawar, Praful Patel, you know, Rajiv Shukla, and then the various BJP leaders. So he does have friends in cricket who have got to do with politics, powerful politicians, you know, that particular group. So he has friends. This time around, it's only interesting to me, the point that you mentioned, is because he's chosen to directly name members of the Congress's so-called first family, or people who are technically not politicians, but they are part of the Gandhi family, you know, or an extension of the Gandhi family. So he is basically trying to hint that he has had meetings. It will be interesting to know from Lalit Modi the following points. Number one, what was the transaction and the discussion that happened during when he actually ran in to Priyanka and Robert Vadra? Was it exchange of pleasantries, or did it go beyond that? Was serious business discussed, or something went beyond that? All these things will have to be clarified by Lalit Modi before we were to take this as, you know, perhaps an assertion that, you know, this is almost identical to the fact that, you know, he had transaction or business transaction with the Rajasthan Chief Minister. So this case most certainly different from what he's tweeting right now.
Right, Sanket, stay on with us. Let's also get a word from Ashar Ahmad Khan, who's with us live from the national capital. Ashar, an important tweet there by Lalit Modi, but very carefully worded, as Sanket pointed out, saying that he ran into Robert Vadra and Priyanka Vadra at a restaurant, and they were with a person who was also known to him, not really indicating that there was actually a formal meeting.
Well, absolutely. The Congress party is saying that this was just an accidental run, so there is nothing much more to read into it. And secondly, what they are saying is Lalit Modi also tweets that they did not report it Now, the Congress says that there was no question of reporting because everybody knew where Lalit Modi was. The then Finance Minister, Mr. P. Chidambaram, had already written to the Chancellor of the Exchequer of the United Kingdom to ensure that Lalit Modi is brought back. So clearly there is no impropriety, there is no planned meeting per se. So how can this be compared to anything?
All right, Ashar, stay on with us. Let's also get a word from Lavina Tandon, who's with us on the phone line from London. Lavina, Lalit Modi says that he met Priyanka and Robert Vadra and they were accompanied by a person called Timmy Sarna. What do we know about him?
Hello?
Yes, Lavina, can you hear me?
Hello? Can you please repeat?
Lavina, basically Lalit Modi has tweeted saying that he ran into Priyanka and Robert Vadra on 2 separate occasions at a restaurant in London. He claims they were accompanied by a person called Timmy Sarna. What do we know about him? Lalit Modi says that he was a common friend.
Well, Timmy Sarna, what we know of him is that he is the managing director of a company. So he's basically a businessman, and they must have come and met her. And as he has said, that he ran into them, and clearly what we can see, what Mr. Lalit Modi is doing, that he has now gone after every single person who actually has crossed his path wrongly. And as he says, that anyone who has, as he says in his tweet as well, now they will know what it means to go for a witch hunt for me. So and one by one, he's just gunning everyone down who really crossed his path wrongly, as I said. So the answer is really in his tweet, and Timmy Sarna is a business person who sometimes resides in London.
All right, Lavina, thanks so much for that update. There's a clarification coming in from the Congress party, and they've issued a statement saying if any such meeting took place, it was not planned. There is no big issue if somebody meets someone accidentally at a restaurant. It was in public domain that Lalit Modi was in London. The Indian government was regularly in touch with the UK government and was trying to bring him back to the country. Regular notices were being served. There was there any help extended? There was no help offered. That's the clarification coming in from the Congress party. Ashar Ahmad Khan, our deputy editor, is with us on the phone line. Ashar, Congress, they are clarifying that there was no reason for, as you rightly pointed out, for Priyanka or Robert Vadra to report this to authorities because it was a known fact that Lalit Modi was in London. He'd been tweeting from there. He literally told the whole world that he was residing in the city. So there was no need for either of them to report. Also saying that this was an accidental meeting, which doesn't really mean that it was planned or that any deal actually took place.
Well, absolutely. That is what even the Congress says that Lalit Modi has mentioned in his tweet, that this was a run-in, which means that this was not a planned meeting. There was no specifics which were discussed there. There was no business transaction. There was no quid pro quo. If somebody meets somebody accidentally in a restaurant, how can they be held accountable? So that is what the Congress party is saying. And on the other hand, this case is slightly different from the others which have been reported so far.
All right, Ashar, Sanket and Lavina, thanks so much for that update. We're going to keep coming back to you for